Hi, I'm Alan Reynolds, Senior Academic Advisor in the Bobcat Advising Center. Today, I want to talk about taking summer classes outside of UC Merced, academic advising resources from the Bobcat Advising Center. All right, first I want to talk about some of the benefits of taking summer classes. Students tend to take summer classes for a number of reasons. Um, it can help students graduate on time or even graduate early. Uh, Taking classes over the summer can help students complete important major requirements. And I will make special note that students in the School of Natural Science have a requirement called the Early Progress Policy, which requires that all students in the School of Natural Science must pass their first math and first chemistry class with a C minus or better prior to the start of their third semester. So if those of you in the School of Natural Science that don't complete your first math and chemistry class in fall and spring, taking it over the summer is a great idea. Summer is a good time to work on minor requirements if you have a minor, a good time to knock out some GE classes, and especially if you didn't take 4 classes each term in fall and spring, taking classes over the summer can be a nice way to just catch up with credits. The normal progress policy, or Journey to 30, is the expectation that all students pass an average of 15 units per semester or 30 units per academic year. And the reason this is important is by completing 30 units per academic year, that will give you 120 units in 4 years, which is the number of credits you need to graduate. So by completing 30 units per academic year, you are staying on track to graduate on time. All right, I'm going to start by talking about taking summer classes at a community college, which a lot of students like to do. So first thing is you should meet with your BAC academic advisor to discuss which requirements you should take over the summer. Very important to note that if you're taking summer classes at a community college or elsewhere outside of UC Merced, those summer classes cannot overlap with UC Merced's fall or spring semester, even by 1 day. So for summer 21, that would entail that whatever courses you take would need to start May 15th or later and end by August 17th, so that you do not violate this policy. Community colleges only offer lower division courses. So those are courses that at UC Merced are numbered 1 to 99. You cannot get upper division course credit at community colleges. You will need to submit an application to the community college where you plan to take courses. And you should also plan to connect with the academic counselor at the college to learn about their registration dates and processes, because it might be the registration date for different colleges is going to be different than what it is at UC Merced. All right, it's very important if you're planning to take classes at another college to know which classes there will transfer back to UC Merced and what course credit you will get. So the first resource I want to discuss is assist.org. This is a really important website that shows transfer agreements between UC Merced and community colleges. And I'm going to, in the next few slides, show you screenshots of what the process looks like for navigating this website. So let's go ahead and start. All right. When you go to assist.org, this will be the screen that you see, and you should scroll down to the transfer information box that you see near the bottom of this screen. And what you're going to want to do is fill in those 2 boxes that I have the arrows pointed at, the institution you plan to take summer classes at, and then look at the agreement with UC Merced. So this is what you're going to do. In this example, I will pick Merced College as the college for summer classes, and I want to look at the agreement between Merced College and UC Merced. So once you select those two from the drop-down menus, then you want to view agreements. All right. The first thing you'll see near the top is that you can view agreement by a couple different categories. And what I'm going to show you first is viewing the agreement by department. So I selected department from the drop-down menu. And then let's say I want to see what biology classes are offered at Merced College, and I want to know how those credits will transfer back to UC Merced. I select biological sciences, and then I go and click view agreement. And this is what I see. So on the left side of this document, it shows the UC Merced classes, and on the right, it shows the equivalent Merced College classes. So in this case, if I want to get credit for Bio 1 and Bio 1L, then the class I would take at Merced College would be Biology 4A, Fundamentals of Biology. Now I will show you how to view assist by major. So now in the view agreement by drop-down menu, I selected major. I selected biological science with a human biology emphasis. Let's assume that this is my major at UC Merced. And then I go to view agreement. What we're going to see now is on the left, again, you see Merced classes, on the right, Merced College classes. But now it is showing me the different course equivalencies for the requirements in the bio major. And so again, you can see Bio 1 shows me Biology 4A at Merced College, but then as you go down, you see other requirements for the bio major. Another really important website online that's a great resource for looking up course equivalencies is called Transferology, transferology.com. And Transferology has a lot of the same material as Assist does, but it has course equivalencies for community colleges, but it also includes some course equivalencies for four-year colleges, which you will not find on Assist. I will make a note that when you log on to Transferology, it will ask you to create an account. And if you are a UC Merced student, you can create an account for free. So please go ahead and do that so that you can use Transferology. And what I'm going to show you today are the two features that you will see circled in red: the Will My Courses Transfer and Find a Replacement Course functions. All right, so in this example, I selected Find a Replacement Course. And this is going to be helpful if, for example, I'm a UC Merced student, and I know that I want to get credit over the summer for Biology 1 and 1L, and I want to see what other colleges have course equivalents that they have. So I select the school I'm attending, UC Merced, the term, summer 21, department, biological sciences, and then I select Bio 1 and 1L, because again, I'm going to try to find what colleges have a course equivalent for Bio 1 and 1L, because that's what I want to take over the summer. And so I select Search for Matches. What it's going to show me is a long list of different ways that I can get credit for Bio 1 and 1L. The very top actually shows me AP, Advanced Placement, because you can get credit for Bio 1 through AP scores. And then below that, it lists 121 different schools that have course equivalents for Bio 1 and 1L. And so I can scroll through those and look at which colleges I could get those credits. And in this example, I scroll down to Merced College, and here's what I see. It says for credit at University of California, Merced, Bio 1L and Bio 1, take Biology 4A. So I know that at Merced College, if I take Bio 4A, it will count for Bio 1 and 1L. And this is in fact exactly what we saw on one of the previous slides with assist. It had the same information. But in this case, Transferology gives me kind of a different way to find that information. Another feature on Transferology is the Will My Courses Transfer function. And in this case, imagine that I am a student that already has some credits from some other source outside of UC Merced, and I want to see if they'll transfer and how they'll transfer. So you'll see what's circled in red is I can look up courses, standardized exams, and military credits. So in this case, I am going to, in this example, be, let's say I took a class at Merced College before I enrolled in UC Merced, and the class I took was Math 2, Pre-Calculus. All right, so I want to see if this course will transfer. All right, so once I select the school name, the department, and the course, I will then select Search for Matches. All right, what I see next is a long list of classes that do accept that course for transfer credit. I then scroll down to University of California, Merced. I select it. And what it shows me is that Math 2 Pre-Calculus will transfer to UC Merced as Math 5. So that can be really important to know. And I will make a note that as of now, Transferology is the best place to find Math 5 equivalents. And Assist should be updated with this information in the future. All right, those of you that are interested in taking Chemistry 1 at another community college, the place to go to see course equivalents for this is actually going to be the Natural Science Advising website. Chem 1 agreements are not found on Assist, and there is not much information about them on Transferology either. So instead, for Chem 1 in particular, you will want to visit this website because here, the School of Natural Science has an Excel document of approved Chem 1 courses at community colleges. So if you go to this website, it looks like this, and you want to scroll down and select the what you see down there, Approved Chem 1 Equivalents tab. And when you do so, you will see an Excel spreadsheet that lists community colleges and their Chemistry 1 equivalents. So in this case, I scrolled down, and for this example, I found Merced College, and this shows me that at Merced College, Chemistry 2A, Introductory Chemistry, will transfer back to UC Merced as Chem 1. All right. If you plan to take a class over the summer at a non-UC 4-year or a non-California 2-year, then there is kind of an extra step here. You will need to complete what's called a course approval form. And by completing the course approval form, that will be reviewed to determine if the credits will transfer to UC Merced, and if so, what requirements those credits will count for. If you plan to take a class over the summer at another UC campus, You will also need to do a course approval form in order to determine how that class will count at UC Merced. The only difference is that if you take classes at another UC, you are guaranteed to receive units towards graduation. But you will still need to do the course approval form in order to determine how those credits will be counted and what requirements it can fulfill. So if you need to do one of those course approval forms, I have the links listed here. I will note that for course approval forms, a copy of the syllabus is needed in order to help the UC Merced faculty determine what the class should transfer as. For the School of Natural Science, they actually have a list of already approved SNS classes from other colleges, and I'll actually show you what that looks like in a minute. And it's only if you're taking a class that is not on the approved list that you will need to submit a course approval form to the School of Natural Science. For the School of Engineering and for the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts, the links are provided on the slide for the course approval forms. Okay, but like I mentioned, there is a list of already approved School of Natural Science classes. And if you go to that link, it's the same link that you use to look at the approved Chem 1 equivalents. But a little bit above that, you'll see that they have some courses that they've already determined that they are accepting for credit from other UCs, CSUs, and some out-of-state/private colleges. That fourth tab, the California Community Colleges, that just links to assist.org that we've already discussed. So again, if you're planning to take a class that you're hoping to count for a class in the School of Natural Science at another UC, a CSU, or an out-of-state/private college, you want to first check one of these lists to see if the faculty have already reviewed that course. So in this example, I selected the out-of-state/private colleges list. And so what you can see here is that the UC Merced SNS faculty have already determined that if you go to Boise State University over the summer and you take Chem 111 and 111L, that class will count at UC Merced for Chemistry 2 and 2L. So if this summer you decide to go to Boise State and take Chem 111 and 111L, you will not have to do a course approval form because it's already been determined that that class is the equivalent of Chem 2 and 2L. If you plan to enroll in a class at another college that has a prerequisite requirement at that college, you will have to provide a transcript from UC Merced showing that you have completed the necessary prerequisite coursework. So, for example, if you want to enroll in Calculus 2 at a community college over the summer, and that class, Calculus 2, requires Calculus 1 as a prerequisite, which you have already completed at UC Merced, then you will need to send your UC Merced transcript to the community college because that community college will want to know that you have, in fact, completed the prerequisite so that you can register for Calculus 2 at their college. We recommend that you connect with an academic advisor or counselor at the summer campus to learn more about how to submit a transcript so that you can enroll in their courses by their registration time. And the link at the bottom shows some information on how to order and send transcripts. Okay, another situation that it's important to discuss because this happens a lot, it's a very common situation. What if you are enrolling in a summer class at another college that is a prerequisite for a class that you want to enroll in at UC Merced for the fall? Okay, so let's use an example to help make this clear. Let's say you plan to enroll in Calculus 1 at a community college over the summer, and you plan to take Calculus 2 at UC Merced in the fall. And Calculus 2 at UC Merced requires Calculus 1 as a prerequisite. You will not be able to register for the fall class at UC Merced until you provide proof of enrollment in the summer prerequisite class, and you provide this information to your BAC academic advisor. So you must submit by email a screenshot or an unofficial transcript to your academic advisor that has the following information on it: your name, the name of the college, the name of the summer class, and the start and end dates of the summer class. Once your advisor receives this proof of enrollment in the summer prerequisite class, they can then put in an override which will allow you to register for the fall class. So here's an example of a proof of enrollment that one of my advisees sent me. So in this case, I have blacked out the student's name, but the student's name was visible in the screenshot. You can see circled in red, there is the name of the college, El Camino College, the name of the classes that the student was registered for, and also the start date and end date for each class. So in this case, if that, for example, if that Math 150 statistics was a prerequisite for a class that this student wanted to register for the fall at UC Merced, with this information, I would be able to put in an override that would let the student register for that fall class. Once your final summer grades are posted at the college that you're taking the summer class at, you will need to have your official transcript from that college sent to UC Merced. It is your responsibility to have your official transcript sent to UC Merced. The college will not do it automatically, and it is not something that your academic advisor is going to do. This is your responsibility. And really, you should plan on having your official transcript sent from the college immediately once your final grades are posted. So please have your official transcript sent to UC Merced, again, as soon as your final grades are posted, and no later than August 15th. And there is some information about how to have your transcript sent to UC Merced. Very importantly, a lot of students have questions about financial aid for classes taken over the summer. And I would recommend that you first connect with our financial aid office at UC Merced to learn more about the impact and process of receiving financial aid at another campus. And then you should connect with the summer campus financial aid office to learn more about their process and any forms that you may need to complete to receive aid. All right, so that concludes this presentation. There was a lot of information that I presented, and some of it might not be completely clear. So if you have any questions at all about taking classes over the summer, whether you're taking the summer classes at UC Merced or a college outside of UC Merced, please meet with your BAC academic advisor, and we would love to help you out. Thank you, and have a great day.